Welcome back to another episode of Lone Star College Football. Got Logan with us today. Gonna do
Yes,
our
sir.
pregame show for the Baylor Bears heading on up. The country roads are gonna take them to Morgantown, West Virginia. They're gonna go up there and fight to get a dub, make them hopefully 4-2 on the season.
Yeah.
Uh, that being said, Logan, what's your initial thoughts on the game? I think it's opening up with y'all as a 3.5 point favorite.
Yeah, it's opening up with us being 3.5 point favorites, man. This one scares me. I mean, not because of West Virginia's players necessarily, but because we haven't won in the 5 times we've been there since 2012.
Mm,
Um,
it's
it
tough.
worries me. It worries me a lot. But I think this year, West Virginia has a better team than what their record shows, in my opinion. I mean, JT Daniels isn't playing terrible. I mean,
No,
he's 115 for or of 181 attempts, 1,209 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 2 picks. CJ Donaldson, 56 carries, 389 yards, 6 touchdowns as a true freshman. Um, but he
he
also
won't
didn't
be
play last
playing.
week. Yeah, he's
It
not
says
playing this
he.
week
It
either.
says he's not playing.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
out because he's in concussion protocol.
yeah,
And Brandon Ford Wheaton is a major target. He
yeah,
doesn't have crazy good stats, but I mean, for him being a receiver, 35 catches, 412 yards, 4 touchdowns, and compare that to our best receiver, 12 receptions, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns. We're spreading the
yeah.
ball out a lot. Just want to
They
point
are
that
too.
out.
Really, I mean, they've got three guys with 20 or more catches. So I mean, they're
Wow.
they're spreading it out pretty well.
I mean,
One interesting thing about this game is both teams are coming off of a bye week.
yeah,
That's
that's
kind of
really
interesting.
cool.
You don't really see that very often.
Yeah, that was the one thing
So
that made me confident this week until you pointed out that
right,
they're also coming off of a bye week. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
fantastic.
great,
I love that for us.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I mean, the thing is the only West Virginia games I've watched this year is week one when they lost to Pitt, which
yep.
really wasn't the quarterback's fault. It was the receiver's fault. And when they lost to Texas. And
Yep.
now we beat them 38-20, but even then, we beat them more than 38-20. Um, I think Baylor should be able to win. I don't know how West Virginia's home field advantage is in Morgantown. I'm trying to find real quick. Their stadium holds 60,000. So I mean, that's not really a big. I mean, it's a lot of people, but Texas holds 105. So
I mean,
it's
I'd say it's
kind
about
of
average.
little. Yeah, it's kind of small compared to a lot of other programs. Uh, dude, I don't see any reason to be afraid of this game. I mean, other than the fact that it's a Big 12 game and Big 12 games just kind of take on a weird, uh, as Sark would say, a personality of their own.
Yeah,
And it's just
especially
weird.
this year, it's crazy. Like Oklahoma's 0
Yeah.
3 in the conference.
Oklahoma's 0-3 and Kansas is 3-1.
Yeah, that it's
Wild.
is
Wild.
everybody was wrong with their Big 12 predictions this year. That is for sure.
But
Um,
to be fair, dude, West Virginia is 0-2 in the Big 12. They don't have a Big
yeah,
12 win either. So, and they lost one of their non-cons. I mean, dude, y'all should be fine. Yeah, it's their bye week. Y'all had a bye
well,
week.
we
Usually a bye
should be
week kind of
fine.
gives an advantage.
We should be
I think
fine.
y'all will.
That's the
I
thing.
think you will.
Should, and that's what worries me. I think we're gonna win the game, but it's also one of those things where I'm like, okay, how are we gonna blow this? Like, how are we gonna go out there and lose to them like we did to TCU last year? That's another game last year
But y'all
we
should
should have
have beat
had.
TCU. That's a
Exactly.
coaching error. That was a bad play call.
Yeah.
Gilberhanen didn't execute. I mean, should have never really been throwing the ball anyways, to be honest. So,
Yep.
looking at Baylor, y'all got y'all got first of all one of the most talented running backs in the Big 12, and he's a true freshman. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you honestly, what more can you ask for? Richard Reese is going to be like I guess Deuce Vaughn last year is Richard Reese this year. Maybe a
Yeah. The
different size. I don't know how
one
big
thing
Richard
with
Reese
Richard
is,
Reese's stats
but you just
though
see this guy.
is that he
Good.
didn't play against BYU. Like he
Oh
might
wow.
have had
Yeah.
like 3 carries against BYU, which is crazy to look at his stats now and be like, what in the world? Why was he not starting from the get go? He really. Let me look at
Yeah.
his
He had
game logs.
he had six. He had 6 for 19 yards.
Yeah, I mean, and then against Albany, he had 9 for 62 and 2 touchdowns. I
Yeah. I
mean,
will
like,
say one thing that does one thing that does kind of it's like it's good, but I mean against Texas State, 19 for almost 160 and 3 touchdowns. I might be padding those stats just a
yeah,
teeny bit, but if anybody who's watching him run, no, for a true freshman, this guy's the real deal. He's
yeah,
legit.
he's crazy
Um,
explosive too.
his longest rush is for 52 yards. He's only got 6 receptions. I'd like to see
Yeah,
a little bit
I don't think
more
they
out of the
really want to
receiving game.
test too much as far as the receiving game for him. I think they want to
Yeah,
utilize Squirrel more for that.
true, true.
Um, Tay McWilliams is not going to be back for this game either. By the way, I just want to throw that out there to anybody
Really?
that doesn't know. He's still not going to be back. That's coming from
Hmm.
Dave Aranda. Um, Forgot when he did the presser. I think it was Saturday. I think it was Saturday when he did the press talking about it, but he's still out and it's still undisclosed. I'm not sure what's going on with it. Um, but then again, I haven't dug in too terribly much.
Yeah,
But it's one of those things that he's our power back, and I think that's what we are missing as far as the run game is. We have Richard Reese and we have Squirrel Williams. Both of those guys are really fast, really quick. They can make the cuts. Or Squirrel's better at making the cuts because he has more experience, obviously. But we're missing the power back to where against Oklahoma State, if we had McWilliams, he would have known to cut it back inside on that 4th and 2 whenever we went
mhm.
for it, and we would have got it instead of bouncing it outside and getting wrapped up by a linebacker. That should have been blocked,
Yeah,
but it's one of those things with experience. Monterey Baldwin decided he wanted
he,
to start having breakout games here recently too.
yeah, which is a good thing because Gavin Holmes kind of let us down last
Yeah,
week
I don't want to say
or
that he
2 weeks
cost
ago.
us the game against Oklahoma State, but then again,
No,
it's a couple of things
oh
that's like if he would have caught the ball, like there's a couple fourth downs that we went for. If he would have caught it, we would have got a first down and continued the drive. On that one interception, hit him right square in the hands, just bounced off. Oklahoma State guy was there to at the right
I
time,
would
by right place,
say
right time.
I would say no, it didn't cost you the game. Partially because y'all lost by 11, so you lost by 2 possessions. So that
Yeah,
one possession may not have mattered enough to win anyways. But also, y'all spent so much of the game. Y'all spent all the game playing from behind, didn't you? No, y'all started off with a 3 point lead,
yeah.
and that was the only lead you had. So you playing
Which
from behind the whole game.
that first drive should have been
I wouldn't
7.
give Gavin. I don't
But
remember why.
Ben Sims down the sideline was getting held by his waist.
Uh, yeah, so
No
should have
call.
didn't get a flag on that. So I mean,
It's all
I
right.
think the positive out of this is Oklahoma State looks to be a pretty good team.
Yeah, they are a really
Hopefully
good
they
team.
beat TCU this weekend. Um, but yeah, dude, I like y'all's chances in this one. I think I think the matchups are just all over the place. Y'all are favored. Um, Neil Brown, not a bad coach, but definitely not on the level of Dave Aranda.
Yeah, he's been on the hot sheet for the past
Honestly,
couple of seasons.
yeah. Honestly, looking at y'all's schedule from here on out, this isn't the game to worry about. Y'all got Kansas the week after. That'll be a game. You got Texas Tech
It's
in
another
Lubbock.
one.
I want to say, yeah, Texas Tech is bad. I think if that was in Waco, I'd feel more confident for y'all.
Yeah,
But it is in Lubbock. The question is, they don't hate y'all like they hate us, so they may not show up the
yeah,
way
we're
they
not a
did for
rival to
us.
them like y'all are.
Yeah.
I
Then
guarantee
y'all
you
get
they
a.
storm the field if they win.
I saw a thing and it said, "Hey, did anybody watch the Longhorns OU game? Notice how Texas didn't storm the field." Just come on, guys, act like y'all have been there before. It's
If
okay
we're
to win.
ranked,
It's
if
okay.
we're
It's
ranked at
good.
all, they're gonna storm the field.
The only uh if y'all win back to back games, you'll be 5-2. If y'all win back to back, y'all be ranked, I think. But if y'all win next week, I don't 3-4-2. I don't think it's y'all ranked. Beating Kansas, if Kansas wins this week and then y'all beat Kansas, I think that'll do it. But y'all
Yeah,
have Oklahoma the week after Tech. That's a bye week, basically. Uh, Kansas State,
easy.
TCU, and Texas. So the thing is y'all's schedule is kind of like ours. Like your last three
Yeah,
weeks, Kansas State, TCU, Texas. Our dude, our last scores.
it's gonna be difficult for
Our
sure. Those
last
last 3 weeks.
dude, it's our last five. Oklahoma State, Kansas State, TCU, Kansas, Baylor. Like next week against Iowa State is like, all right, we should be fine against Iowa State, but then it's gauntlet, gauntlet, gauntlet. The good thing is we play Iowa State, Oklahoma State, then we get a bye week
Oh
finally,
yeah,
and then uh so week 9 is our bye week. So hopefully that'll be
y'all
enough
got
to
a
get
better
us
one than
to
we did. That's for sure.
yeah. Yeah, I would honestly rather. I wish it was next week. I wish we played Iowa State and had a bye week before going and playing OK State.
Yeah, that
But
would
that's
be
a
great.
Texas stuff. That's all Texas Longhorns. With that being said, we appreciate y'all. We always forget to say this at the beginning. So if y'all made it this far, please like the video, drop us a comment, and subscribe to the channel here on YouTube as well as Twitter and TikTok.
TikTok is
Uh,
popping right now.
had a Yeah, we had a pretty good video. It's at just over 64,000 views right now, which is crazy. So y'all do us a favor and go check that out. Y'all can find him at L Patterson _3, and you can find me at Christian
So
H _88. Appreciate y'all.